Hey, this is Todd, Red River Tactical and Outdoors, and I want to talk to you today about almost an argument that I got into the other day with a guy. And it was concerning fine motor skills versus gross motor skills. And a lot of instructors want to teach you to do gross motor skills. Like, for instance, on a pistol, what they want to teach you, I'll unload this gun. So on a pistol, what they want you to do when you got slide lock and you're coming to reload, the gross motor skill would be coming over the top and racking the slide. The fine motor skill, inserting the magazine, coming up with your support hand thumb, releasing the slide and going into your target. Or some people will do it, insert the magazine, release with their strong hand thumb. That I could see might cause a problem every now and then, because like on the Glocks and other guns, when you insert the magazine hard, the slide closes, and sometimes it might not pick the round up. I've never had it to me where it didn't pick the round up, but I've heard of people saying that sometimes that wouldn't pick a round up, then they'd have to rack the slide. No big deal, but that's the definition of what we was arguing about between fine motor skills and gross motor skills. Here's the thing. We was talking about an AR, and I'll get to an AR later. But here's the thing. Drawing a gun, alright, so drawing a gun, I think, is a fine motor skill. Putting your sight on a target is another fine motor skill. Pressing the trigger without disrupting the sights is definitely a fine motor skill. Resetting the trigger after your shot is a fine motor skill. So if you're doing all of those fine motor skills during a gunfight, and those fine motor skills have to be done, there is no gross motor skill for those motions. Why in the world do you think that you will forget to hit the slide lock button when doing a reload? That's crazy. So coming over the top, I don't mind if you come over the top and rack a slide when you do a reload. If I'm shooting left-handed, that's the way I do it. But if I'm shooting right-handed, I'll use the slide stop 90% of the time. So adding one more fine motor skill into your repetition is not going to hurt you in a fight. Because if you have not mastered that skill, then you're not going to learn it in a gunfight. You're going to revert to the skill that you have mastered in a gunfight. You're not going to learn new skills. So whatever you're doing every day and you're used to it, or every time you go to the range, and you're used to that motion, that's what you're going to do. Now here, this is the AR-15, and here's what we was discussing on the AR-15. This guy said that he taught every time you do a reload, you insert the magazine, pull down, make sure the mag's seated, and punch the side of the gun with your palm to release the slide. And I'm thinking, and I've seen that before, but I've never done it. What I do is insert my magazine, tug to make sure it's seated, come up with my thumb, it's already there, hit it, and go right to the gun. Now, he said, yeah, but that's a fine motor skill and you'll miss it. How are you going to miss it? I mean, you insert the magazine, your thumb's right there on it. All you're doing is pushing the pressure to release the bolt and go to the gun. If you're gonna slap it, you got to insert, tug, remove your hand, and then slap the gun. That takes extra movement, extra time, and I don't see why you do that. I've also seen people miss it when they slap it because they're not looking at it and they're slapping all around and they miss it. And when you insert your magazine, your thumb's right there. So one more fine motor skill is not going to mess you up if you practice it and get used to it. And then you got your people with the bad levers on there. I don't like bad levers, and I tell you why. Not against them, so if you got them, I'm not saying you're an idiot or anything, but we train with, not all the time, every time we get in a gunfight, you might not be using your gun. And I guarantee you that 90% of the AR-15s out there don't have the bad levers where you're releasing the slide or releasing the bolt with your trigger finger. So you train on that bad lever, and then you pick up an AR-15 that's not yours in the middle of a gunfight and have to use it. And you have to reload, and you do got a spare mag, or something goes wrong, you got a malfunction, you're going to be feeling for that bad lever, and guess what? It's not going to be there. And all AR-15s is going to have a bolt lock button right there. So that's just my thing. If you got a bad lever, use it if you want to. I'm not you. This is just my opinion. But as far as slapping that thing home with the palm, that's crazy. You're adding extra motion to your gunfight. You're adding time, and your thumb's already there. Hit the bolt lock and go. That's my opinion. So that's just a rant I was on. The guy, fine motor skills versus gross motor skills. If you've mastered running an AR, running a pistol with fine motor skills, you're not going to lose that in a gunfight. It's going to be there. This is Todd, Red River Tactical and Outdoors. Hope you found this video informative. If you did, like and subscribe to the channel. Also, Patreon link below if you want to help me out on Patreon. I greatly appreciate it. Be safe. Always be ready.